3, 2, 1.
Rob, here we are again at Les's, and I've got to tell you, my boy, I miss you like hell. I'm being treated in an appalling way by these monsters with whom I've been forced to associate. No sooner am I here than Brown's in with the size 14 boots, Les, as we've always agreed, arsenic but no old lace, Chris darting round like a demented matador waiting to put the rapier in at every opportunity. Justice. At last the mould has cracked. We can see him for the real bastard he is. Always there, stirring the pot, causing trouble. And then my old mate Dave, the one other person I could rely upon, he's got the hearing problem, and so I'm left on my own devices. But that you were here. But that's enough about me. Dave.
Hi, Rob. Just want you to know that the opinions expressed so far are not necessarily the views of the whole group. The photographs that Angela sent us yesterday were great. I particularly enjoyed the ones where you're sailing and smiling. That's absolutely wonderful. We just wish that you could be here, and Mike has promised that if he does win the lottery, he'll charter a jet and we'll all be out there like a shot. All the best.
Hi there, Rob. Yes, thanks again to Angela for sending the photos. We all sat around and watched them. Absolutely wonderful, and great to see you as well. I'm just going to go back a few years to when we first met, because I remember arriving at Mrs. Tucker's and going up and grabbing the first room, the biggest one, and deciding, there's a bunk beds. I'm going in the bottom bunk. And then about a quarter of an hour later, I heard you coming up the stairs with a clunk, and it sounded like Long John Silver. And in you came with a cast on your foot, and I thought, there goes the bottom bunk, I'm in the top bunk. But it was great times, Rob, and it was lovely again to see you in the photos. And if Mike does win the lottery, we'd love to come and see you. All the very best.
Hello, Rob and Angela. I think we ought to make clear that despite all the disparaging remarks we've heard from Mike, he's not such a bad fella, and we're all having a very good time here. But we are missing you. We're doing this because we'd like you to be amongst us, and we've been talking over old times and experiences that we've had together. The only experience that I can remember directly from Exeter that we've discussed is my shrinking shirt in the laundromat, which you correctly advised me to sell to a doll. I don't know if you remember then, Rob, but because Les has completely forgotten his attendance at Barbara and my wedding, and we only were able to prove it to him by showing a video. But you're also present on that because you were part of our life then, and were an important usher, so you could pick out all my relations. I don't know how you managed that, but you did very well and put them all in the right place. And there's always a regular memory that I have of you over here, because quite frequently we've got together with Dougie James. Recently we went to the cricket to see England give Australia a jolly good thrashing in a one-day game. No offence, but we did the right thing. Dougie also sends his best wishes, and I have to tell you that he has a new woman in his life, so we're seeing even less of him than we used to, because he's popping up to North Wales every now and again. But he sends you his very best. We're now going to hand it over to the wonderful Chris Wiltshire, who has been nothing but the politest gentleman he always is, all the time he's been here, and he'll be able to tell you all the exciting things he's already thought up to tell you about. Take care and be good.
Hi, Rob and Angela. As I came on to speak, the sun came out, which seems very appropriate. Okay. I have also made sure that if Mike does win the lottery, and hires this jet to bring us out, he has promised not to come himself. Okay. I was also wanting to bring up the whole situation with bull tampering, but I was told that was probably not a good idea. One of the things, Rob and Angela, was that Rob and I were a part of a very small group of people doing history and politics. And we were a really, really happy group, which I remember really, really fondly. We've had a great time here, and as ever, it's terrible that you're not with us. All the best.
Right. There's one more, that's the camera person, and Colin will take over the camera work while the camera person takes a chair. I'm last, Angela and Rob. It's been an interesting time with these people. I'm not sure, Rob, whether you've been lucky to miss it or unlucky to miss it, but it's been a great time. I just really wanted to say a little bit about you, Rob, as my friend from 1964. 1964, 54 years ago. We met, as Colin said, Pinho Road, and I think over that year, that amongst us, you were the one that took the lead role in trying to deal with Mrs. Tucker, if you remember her, the landlady. Not the easiest of landladies to get on with, and I think towards the end, she was threatening to report us to the powers that be, and your response was, I'll be there before you to report you. And I learnt from that about not putting up with rubbish, basically, from you, and that's been a lifelong lesson. I would like to fast forward, though, to when we'd left Exeter and when I worked in London and needed a place to stay occasionally during the week, and I used one of your rooms in East Finchley, Mrs. Thatcher's constituency. She became, I'm told, Prime Minister. Well, during that time, you'd not met your angel by then, but you'd met a young woman called Kate, and you were with Kate, and there came a time when I think you and Kate decided that I probably needed to mix with a better class of young women. So what they did was to organise that we go to a folk festival, and that Kate would invite her younger sister, a young woman called Scylla, to join us. She was teaching in Leicester. So she joined us, and now sitting here all those years later, I'm telling you that your decision with Kate to get me to meet that young woman was probably one of the best decisions anyone's made in my life. Certainly for me, it's my best decision. We've now been married, as you'll know, for over 40 years, with a couple of kids and a couple of grandchildren. And I think back and think, if it weren't for Kate and Rob, that would not have happened. Life would be different. And I'm very, very happy to report to you my thanks for what you did then, but also for your friendship and your fun through many, many years, and also your work with Paul in helping us get together as this crazy gang called Exeter 8-1. So love to you, love to Angela, love the photos, some great photos sent from Angela, and wish you happiness and peace. Bye for now.